Alright guys, welcome back to Hyrule Warriors. Last time we met in Hyrule Warriors, we finished off Sia, but as you can clearly tell, not everything was resolved because we still have one more thing to deal with, and that's in the form of Ganondorf. So for the next few parts, we're going to be playing as Ganondorf, instead of playing as Link and all them. That's because we need to see how Ganondorf rises to power, and, well, the way he does it isn't what you expected. We're gonna watch it. In fact, we're gonna be the ones responsible for it, I guess.
His spirit made whole, Ganondorf was reborn. His first act was to return to Gerudo Desert, the center of his power in Hyrule. Once there, he summoned the spirits of Zant and Girahim from their imprisonment to serve him. Finally, Ganondorf would hold the complete Triforce in his hands and wield its full power. Knowing his enemies were approaching, he built a stronghold in Gerudo Desert for the coming battles. With Zant and Girahim at his side, Ganondorf was poised to conquer Hyrule. The future was bleak for the forces of light.
So yeah, this time around, since we're playing as Ganondorf, we're just playing as the villains for a little bit. So yeah, no Sia is here because Sia is dead. But Zant and Girahim, fair game. And I actually really like playing as Ganondorf and Girahim. Zant, I don't know yet. I'm not sure about that one. But yeah. So I actually don't show off Ganondorf's second weapon, which was hovered over back in the original part, back at the beginning of the part, and that's his Thief's Trident. And I don't show it off in any of these parts, but I actually really like how Ganondorf plays in this game. So, Ganondorf's great swords are pretty easy. By the way, I have the Rupees Festival effect on right now because I wanted rupees. So, Ganondorf's missions are actually pretty easy. They're probably some of the more easy missions in the game, because of just your main condition is just to kill everything. And yeah, that's it. It's just kill every last one of them. So Ganondorf's great swords are pretty easy to use. So you see that little bar right under my warrior gauge? Well, that bar is like Ganondorf's dark power, and once it's fully charged up, which you can charge up by doing his combo attacks, and if you stagger a little bit on purpose to charge them, you charge more of it, and you have unlimited. You can hold it for as long as you want with no consequences. The only risk is that enemies can hit you while you're just standing there charging the power. But once you are fully charged, you could do, like, when you do your neutral special attack, I guess that's the best way I could call it, it'll be more effective. I think I show it off in just a second here. No, I guess not. But honestly, Ganondorf's a pretty fun character to play as, especially considering that it is pretty fun, you know, decimating forces as the Demon King himself. But for these missions, you can also play as Zant and Girahim, which really takes away a thing about Ganondorf I liked back in the original game. So in the original game, when you played these missions, the game did not give a flying shit about if Zant or Girahim died. If they both fled from the battle, who cared? Even the dialogue reflects this, where Zant or Girahim would fall in danger and they freak out wanting to be saved by Ganondorf. But Ganondorf is like, oh, well, you were weak enough to end up in danger in the first place. I'm not saving your ass. Though if you do save him, you know, it's fine. The game doesn't really care. But, you know, but due to the fact that since they're playable now, if they flee, it's game over, because the conditions for every map, no matter what, is that if any playable character flees, it's game over. And I don't like that anymore, because it was really cool being able to just, you know, let those two die. In fact, besides that condition, it is almost impossible to lose the next few battles, to my recollection. Like, I believe that the conditions for this battle specifically, there aren't any defeat conditions. But like the next one, there are defeat conditions, which is letting anybody which is letting your allied base fall, or letting Lana run away. And then the third mission is letting your allied base fall. Seriously, the Ganondorf missions are pretty simple. So this is Ganondorf's default special attack, but obviously it can be enhanced with the use of the Dark Meter. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Yeah, but I really do hate the fact that they made it to where Zant and Girahim are playable in this mission, because I really would have liked it. I really liked that detail. Okay, it's not really a detail, it's just a thing that, you know, since you couldn't play as them back in the original game, Ganondorf really didn't care if they died or lived, and I really thought that was cool. Because, you know, that's Ganondorf. He doesn't care if his pawns live or die. He cares as long as he wins in the end of the day anyway. So now we have prison guards here. If you kill them and then open the cells, you can recruit these prisoners here, and they'll be part of your team for this mission. But I actually really like how Girahim plays a little bit. I think he's pretty fun. I also just love the whole taunting aspect of his gameplay, where he just kind of dances and snaps to do everything. I kind of like that. Yeah, but at this point, by the way, the Gate of Souls are closed, so where are these guys coming from? And these are enemies from, like, Twilight Princess and Skyward's... These are, like, Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, and, well, I think it's really... You know, there were... I saw some Moblins earlier. Never mind. No, were there Moblins? What am I doing? Okay. I don't know why I paused. I guess something distracted me. Sometimes people text me when I'm recording, and I hate every second of it. It happens even during these Let's Play, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I guess I should get into how Zant plays. Zant has a similar mechanic to Ganondorf, but when you press the special attack without doing a combo, he kind of goes batshit crazy, and just kind of goes crazy and just goes nuts for a little bit, and then he's back to normal. But however, unfortunately, if you let Zant overcharge his meter, he stumbles and gets dizzy for he gets stunned for a second, and you lose whatchamacallit. You lose you lose the meter you had, which is really stupid, but kind of understandable, I guess. It's kind of like, it kind of makes sense that he's a bumbling idiot. So if you overwhelm him, he just kind of falls apart, but at the same time, it's just weird. I also just find, this is just a me thing, I find it weird that, like, I see this as weird. Seeing Ganondorf use, like, bombs and stuff like Link does is so weird to me. I know it shouldn't be, but it just kind of is. But my favorite thing about playing as Ganondorf, though, is, really is his, treasure chest animation. So in this game, whenever you have a big treasure chest, everybody has like the animation where they go like the da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, all that. They all have their own variation of it. You know, we've seen a few of them. Ganondorf's will always be my favorite, because he doesn't just open it, he kicks the thing open. And it's like the best. It's just hilarious to me. He is the only character to like, just kick it open. Girahim uses like the Force or something. Zant does like a... Zance is like, Zance, he kind of does like... He does the same thing as everybody else, but like when he looks at the item, he like arches his back like really badly, and it's really funny. Yeah, but look at how many kills I've got so far, and we've only been here for like 10 minutes. Ow, jerk. Probably less time, considering I never really take into consideration the opening narration and the fact that I hover on the character select screen for a little bit for some reason. I do that more for editing purposes, but yeah, you don't care. But this attack, though, is really effective. Like, it's really good for taking keeps, especially if you have the maximum level of badges for keep taking assistance. Really effective. Ganondorf, though, is a tank, and I actually really like it. He is probably one of my top 3. Like, I would say Link's my number 1, obviously. And I would say it's a toss-up between Ganondorf and Zelda. Which reminds me, have I played as Zelda at all in this game? I don't think I have. No, wait, no, I played as her in the first mission, and that was it. I have not played as Zelda this entire time. Well, that's because, like, a lot of the missions are, in Legend Mode, you're limited to particular characters. But the thing is that, yes, once you beat Legend Mode once, you can play as other characters in that map, because, yeah. But I don't do that for this because there are some missions that I'm playing Legend Mode as it was intended your first playthrough. And if I remember correctly, most of the time in Legend Mode, you're playing as Link. Which, again, does make sense, because, you know, hero of time and all that kind of stuff, or whatever fucking hero of he is this time. Hero of warriors, I guess, is the proper way of saying it, I guess. But I wonder when I'm going to realize that keep is closed from that direction, and it's not going to open because I approached the gate. What, is Ganondorf just going to knock on and like, housekeeping? But like, I believe that like a lot of the missions you were limited to playing as Link because your first playthrough because of reasons. Like, I understand that for like the Master Sword missions, because yeah. I still have not found out. I still need to test this theory. I need to actually find out what happens if you play as Sheik in Legend Mode. Like, I'm very curious on what happens, because I still haven't done that yet. I need to do that for one of the missions where Sheik is playable and Zelda is a major part of the story. I'm assuming it would adjust the dialogue accordingly. Though I wouldn't understand if they, like, I would be so confused if that Zelda and Sheik were still there, if Zelda was still there for Legend Mode missions and I'm playing as Sheik. Because I think the general rule for like Legend Mode itself is that there should not be duplicate characters. Oh, I'm going to take your keep first. me using that. And I killed almost all of them in like one fell swoop. Alright. So now here's where our Gold Skulltula conditions start to pop up. So we're actually about to defeat 3 different giant bosses at once. The first one's going to pop up on its own, alone, because it just kind of wants to warm you up. But basically every giant boss we've killed so far is about to show up here. So we're going to be fighting King Dodongo. We're going to be fighting Goma and Manhandla in just one move. And I actually really like the fact that we do this for this mission because it shows, well, that how powerful Ganondorf really is in this game. It makes sense. And yeah, the gather mechanic still works for, oh, here's me looking at the conditions. All imprisoned monsters, and and defeat before they join up. This would honestly probably be a really good map to actually, no, never mind, because I did not level up that much. In fact, I didn't level up at all. I was like, I don't know, why can't I lock onto it? But again, it is just, it's a little weird seeing Ganondorf use, like, bombs and just like, all of the items that we used to beat the crap out of him back in other Zelda games. Oh, yeah, sorry, by the way. I skipped the opening cutscenes for some reason out of, I think, mostly instinct, because Adventure Mode shows every introduction cutscene for giant bosses. So I just kind of skipped Goma's and Manhandla's out of habit, so that is my fault, my bad. Not that it matters, it's the same exact cutscene as the first time we encountered them, so not really anything new. So now, what's about to happen is that all of the giant bosses are about to, they're gonna sense that a battle's going on when you start to attack them. And if they team up, well, it's chaos because you got 3 giant bosses coming at you. So you need to defeat them as quickly as possible. But luckily, you know, it's not that hard to defeat a giant boss. It's just defeating a giant boss. Yeah, and that's the victory condition, is just defeat all the giant bosses. But yeah, my recommendation, by the way, with giant bosses, use your focus spirit to deal some damage, and then use end the focus spirit early on purpose, so you can immediately get them into their weak spot. That way you don't have to, you know, do too much work. You know, because again, with how the AI is, sometimes, you know, you're going to be waiting a little bit for them to expose their weak points. The really only one that never have a real problem exposing their weak points is Manhandla, but, you know, ones like Goma, King Dodongo, and King Dodongo, you know, it can take a little bit because the AI may not be feeling generous this day on that day. But the Gold Skulltula appeared because I met the conditions, which I'm really happy about. And so we're going to go get it. Yeah, I really got nothing for that. I mean, it's just getting a Gold Skulltula that I've gotten a few of them, so it's not really anything new. Yeah, you gotta use the boomerangs to get to this one, and there you go. I got it. I didn't miss it this time. Actually, I don't think I miss a Gold Skulltula for this, for the Ganondorf missions. And I would say that that Ganondorf's final mission, final missions is Gold Skull is the hardest to get because you got to do a little extra work. Yeah, but look at that! Like right there, the default attack thing hit it in one shot. And he's still alive. He's got like a few pixels of health left, but luckily, because of what happened, I got a full focus spirit, and I could just do that. And he's dead. And yeah, I wanted to end it big. And he's dead. And there you go. That is the end of the first Ganondorf mission. And yeah, not much to it. Well, yeah, because Ganondorf is, like, Demise is like the spirit of Ganondorf. That's how it works. Girahim, you were there when he cursed Link. I remember that, because you were the sword. Yeah, by the way, Girahim is a sword like Fi. He just doesn't manifest as one most of the time. Like, he does it in this game. Like, he does sometimes land, like, sometimes his attack is a sword coming down. That's Girahim himself. In fact, I think his hair, like Ganondorf's hair, is based off of Demise's design. It might be. I don't know. I know that a lot of Ganondorf's design, is like inspired by different eras of the Zelda timeline. Like, I can see a bit of Twilight Princess. I see some of like, I already said Twilight Princess. I see a little Ocarina of Time. I can kind of see Ocarina of Time a little bit, but that's besides the point. So that's the end of the first part. So the next time we meet in Hyrule Warriors, we're going to be continuing on to play as Ganondorf by, well, remember how he's getting the Triforce? Well, he's got to get his piece of the Triforce back, which is the Triforce of Power. So see you guys next time, and take care.